Kanye, it's Fox, man. I'm just saying. I was talking to the girls, and then we don't put enough emphasis on the ladies sometimes. I was talking to this girl. She was talking about the music, all fast in the club. She got drinking.
What's up, dog? Let's get that copyright strikes on my blarch shit. If it wasn't known, I'm a huge Kanye fan, or was. I thought his consecutive 5-genre melting pots of album in a row were amazing. Still amazing. So amazing. At the time, I was just exposed to gangster rap, and I wasn't a ceiling fan going nuts in the summer. I mean, I am now. At the time, I was like, dog, I am tired of all this senseless violence, and in comes this sarcastic, cocky, nonchalant voice, and he could spit. And these beats, what the fuck is going on? It was like my Tupac. I was just enamored with that sound. I had late registration every day in my Discman in middle school. Each album leading up to my beautiful dark twisted fantasy just left me floored, because I'd be scared, like, what if it sucks? And it didn't. What a strange feeling for someone to come through, right? Each album helped me not just become more confident and comfortable with my sound, like my actual voice, but it helped me open my ears to more genres of music. I found myself listening to string quartets, jazz musician, and everyone featured alike. Common, Kweli, Mos Def. My musical palette was evolving, and the limit was being unlocked. Between this and anime OSTs, I kinda became a music snob. Just, we're not gonna front. We're a music snob. And so as I sit here listening to Jamiroquai, I can honestly say I would be turned off by all this sound unless I listen to Kanye first. Anyway, what's that got to do with anything, right? Nothing. I just wanted to talk about Kanye for a while. A couple of years ago, he dropped like a bunch of projects over the summer, and if you didn't know, I have quite the way with words in a lazy fashion. A combination of working at retail and my associate's degree in journalism is proof enough. Like a sewing machine with an attitude. I read an article on them, reviewing them, but I'm not Pitchfork, and I've never reviewed music. It didn't get picked up at the time. I understood why, because he's problematic. And I'm just sitting with the script, so I figured I might as well do something. So here's me talking about music, the game. Hey, here we go. We're gonna see how my writing holds up. I still think it's immaculate and incredible, so get ready. The year was 2010, and a new Kanye album was on its way. This was gonna be his triumphant return to the spotlight. After a minor breakdown culminating with heartbreaks and the infamous Taylor Swift incident, Kanye locked himself up in a cave in Hawaii, where he birthed his previous album, 808s and Heartbreaks. As his new album reached completion, he teased us with joints, songs that didn't feel like throwaways, that didn't make the album, that had their own sound and mood, and best of all, showcased the talent that his roster cultivated over the years. And so, Good Friday started and went. Damn, dude, I get a hard on my own right. With his future endeavors, we never got the same welcome wagon, as each album just dropped and was carried off by Kanye's name alone. He was coasting off the success from My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, and Good Music Fridays were no more. Until now. But it was executed differently. One difference being the production was handled in Wyoming and not Hawaii. After a tweet storm of confusion, excitement, shock, and disgust, we had the release dates for 5 albums, each following another in succession every Friday. Thought to be impossible, Kanye kept true to his words with his release plans. Unfortunately, each album felt like an EP, with each album barely exceeding 20 minutes at 7 tracks. The first project that dropped really set the ball rolling. Pusha T's long-awaited Daytona, originally titled King Push, A masterpiece of braggadocious rap, cutthroat lines, and sharp wordplay that can cut the diamonds he raps about. Supported by some of Kanye's best beats to date, multi-layered melodies, sporadic drum patterns, skeletal guitar, and soul samples, Kanye has a lot to say without muttering a word. Pusha T's confidence and cadence in his voice takes you through a drug dealer's victory lap. Even with the album cover drama that ensued, and the Drake guillotine that followed, this album is stellar in its own right, and the best album to come out of the Good Music Fridays. The second album to follow had a lot to live up to, not only because of the previous week's masterpiece, but as a standalone pillar to Kanye's discography. The reactions to Ye seem to be split in between. While I do find some moments of genius, I find it to be riddled with laziness, from the last-minute album cover to some of the weakest cringeworthy lines Kanye has ever said. One of Kanye's biggest strengths was to always be forward-thinking, sounding unique, and having a polished sound, and mainly sounding original. While I do praise some slight moments of vulnerability he displays, he sounds like a carbon copy of everything that's playing on the radio right now. Some tongue-in-cheek lines are to be found, but this is entirely skippable. I will say the final moments of this album end on the high notes. Two of the most beautiful songs he's done in a while, truly a culmination of his previous albums and some growth since his confirmations of being a douchebag to him being an overprotective father. The third album and fan favorite, Kids See Ghosts, shows Kanye sharing the spotlight and getting it stolen with Kid Cudi. Though it starts off jarring with bombastic yelling coming all over the place with a killer feature by Pusha T, the rest of this album mellows out while maintaining the same energy as the first track. The chemistry between these two are off the charts. They complement each other well and both are at their creative best. While they talk about their insecurities and their issues with depression, they talk with a newfound peace of mind that would make any fan following them through all their lows smile. Any issues that could be found with these two in previous projects are remedied here. Kanye's wordplay and flow sound way better in focus, and Kid Cudi's vocal performance have improved considerably. The track Reborn is so heartfelt, and the perfect anthem for anyone overcoming their demons. Overall, what could have been a messy and lackluster project really turned out to be one of the best both of them put out. The fourth album, and what a lot of people were excited for, came and went without much of a fuss. The return of Escobar Season, considered the weakest of this collection. Nasir finds Nas and Kanye teaming up and not living up to everyone's wild expectations. At this point in his career, Nas could easily read the dictionary on a beat, and we would let it slide off Legacy alone, but he still shows up with his bravado. His voice alone is still captivating and grabs your ear from his first word to his last. Kanye shows up for a few cameo spots and sounds as classy and moody as the piano-driven, hard-hitting beats that accompany this project. Like if it was from the projects, that's not in the script, I just want to say. It's easy to find the weakest lines and say how much Nas has fallen, but I feel that this project was dead on arrival. I agree with critics, it could have been better, but it's still a good standalone project, and it won't tarnish his discography. Nas's biggest crown jewel is also his double-edged sword. All his projects will get dismissed because it isn't Illmatic. And the album to close us off was Tiana Taylor's Keep That Same Energy. The only album to exceed 7 tracks, Tiana gives us an old-school R&B album with modern nuances, each song accompanying a different mood. Tiana sings about love and relationships and all of the intimacy woven in between. Her voice simultaneously sweet and sultry. The songs go from innocent to having you fan yourself because, damn, she said that. She really did. Kanye really came through with the production this time around and handcrafted something tailor-made for Tiana. I'm sure some of the rappers on the label are jealous because of the beats she got. Sounds range from trap beats, acoustic guitars, groovy bass lines, luscious piano ballads, traditional drums that would accompany the best soul singers from the 60s. It's impressive, the range of sounds covered in this short time, and ultimately this album is a nice send-off. And I hate one of the fucking songs because they play it where I work all the time, but I digress. It does not affect my enjoyment of this album. because I didn't enjoy it that much. What? With this much music in such a short span of time, I could do without the Kanye headlines for a while. It's not easy to digest all of these albums despite their short lengths. Even though the music world moves fast and is already moving to the next album, I'm probably gonna be revisiting some of these for a while. Wow, that was fun, huh, everybody? I told you I could still write my ass off. I originally named the show Late Registration because Late is my favorite Kanye song, and that's my favorite album from him. And the theming of the latest I've been is on time and stuff being timeless, parallels of different time planes and plane donuts, and I'm not even talking about the album anymore. And just in general being a slow cooker when it comes to these videos. But I kind of just want to step into my own shadow, and getting dislikes because it has nothing to do with the album kind of got to me. So I'm renaming the show. Hey everybody. This is my last late registration, and so thank you for watching. Even though this is my usual thing, I like talking about games more. I still like talking about things I love in general, so it's not that hard for me to write about this. Even though I'm not really used to talking about music, I kind of had a blast. I hope you had a blast. Bah, blast. But yeah, if you like it, please show it and like it. And if you don't like it, please show your distaste by liking it or subscribing to it. Anyway, I'm out. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thank you to everything. You know, I'm gonna go play some. I guess I've been playing Hollow Knight. Celeste. Oh my God, Celeste is so good. I'm playing Hollow Knight. I'm playing Smash. Mario sucks, but we don't talk about that. Or I think he sucks. You know. All right, man. Bye.